Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo master Nightfall run. I'm Stealer with the Stasis Hunter. Subclass I'll be using is the Revenant Stasis Hunter. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using the Thoughtless Stasis Sniper. Next, I'll be using the Bottom Dollar Hand Cannon. For my heavy, I'll be using the Lament. For the helmet, I'll be using Ashes to Ashes or Ammo Finder, Fight Disciplined, Elemental Grenade. Next will be the exotic Renewal Grasp with Kickstart Grenade, Unstoppable Hand Cannon with the Well of Restoration. For the chest plate is double solar and arc damage resistance with elemental shards. And for the legs will be Sword Scavenger, Loosen Blade, the arc mod I am forced to use, Sword Scavenger, and Resistance. Lastly will be Bomber, Elemental Charge, Loosen Finisher. In this area there's going to be one Unstoppable Champion, one Barrier. I decided to go for the Stasis, the Renewal Grasp, because I'll be really honest, I got fed up of using the Void 3.0 subclass. For all characters, Hunter, etc., Titan, wanted to mess around with the new exotic with the Renewal Grasp, where I'll be spamming a lot of nades throughout this entire Nightfall. I will be using a lot of Lament, a lot of nades, and the famous Thoughtless Sniper that I crafted. Now I did scan the switches, that way the door can open and then we can take down the snipers and the ship, etc. Now first things first, I want to take down the ship since he shoots solar and he likes to follow around if you don't take him down. I am using a sniper, Thoughtless, with rapid hit and focus fury. Rapid hit is very beneficial, especially dealing with champions. Then overflow, which I'll explain probably next time. So I'll take down the two snipers, throw my nade, break the crystal, and then just spam sniper as much as I can. I decided to go from the left side and then throw my nade again. I was just scouting, looking for the mini Cabal boss since he does melt a lot for some odd reason in this Nightfall, and of course he does on a GM. Be aware there are a lot of snipers, and be aware of the new mod only for Master. I forgot what it's called, but it is where when they throw nades, it's the Darkness Awaken, or where when you do see them throw nades, right, you get a weaken. And it reduces your speed and it makes you take more damage. So basically how these ads shoot solar, right? And they dealt 50%. It will be more than 50% when you are weakened for 6 seconds. So make sure you do see if you are weakened, or if they do throw nades, then pull back, be careful. Make sure you throw a nade, and then of course stay in the bubble, on the stasis bubble, so you can get ×3 with resist. You make sure you are very cautious, especially using the Lament. So I decided to use my hand cannon and then take down the Unstoppable Champion. Once you do clear down all these ads, right, and don't forget the sniper from the right side. I totally forgot about him, and he honestly forgot about me, which is good. You know, he didn't snipe me. He totally ignored me, even though I was throwing spammy nades all over the area. He did not give Bungie about it. So in this area, I did drop the Solar Orb halfway and decided to just throw my nade again, freeze the Barrier Champion and take him down, or if I do want to use Loosen Finisher, then I'll weaken him and then use my finisher. I pull back, and I wanted to pick up the solar charge. Now people will be asking me, why not use Well of Life? I didn't use Well of Life or Explosive Well Maker because it's not really beneficial for a solo Master Nightfall or for a fireteam. Not really. And I'll talk more about that, but first things first, there's going to be 2 snipers, a couple of dogs, a barrier champion from the right side and the left side of the ship, which I highly recommend you take him down because the ship will follow you and spam a lot of solar, and it's not a fun experience since we are on the acute burns of solar, which they can do 50%, but you can do 25%, which is why I am using Lament. So Well of Life and Explosive Well Maker is not beneficial, as I said. I have tried it on the hand cannon and it's just not consistent. I have tried it with the bow, it's here and there, maybe consistent, but honestly, I would just focus on the stasis wells and getting your nade back over and over than trying to heal yourself. I think it's way better. And of course, I am using a fragment where the elemental shards can give you a mini shield, which is really good for Lament, but that's about it for getting shield. For the build, it is fun with a fire team. I do recommend to try it out with a fire team and GM, but just be very cautious when using Lament because unstoppable champions can one-shot you. So you have to be very careful and make sure you throw stasis. Or you can throw stasis with your fire team, by the way. If your fire team doesn't want you to throw stasis at champions, only barriers. That way you can get a resist and they can get resist. So I'm going to be using the Solar Orb, throw a nade, break the crystal, and then take down all these cabals. Hopefully I can get some special. And then there'll be another additional unstoppable champion. I took down the cabal. And of course I got weakened. The nade got me. Which is okay, you know, things happen. This mod only happens on a master. They don't have it on Grandmaster, but imagine if they did. If they had this on a Grandmaster, basically everything will one-shot. And it would be pretty bad. So in this area I decided to skip the cabal, skip the snipers. Mainly there's going to be a barrier champion, a ship, well I would say 3 ships, a couple of arc fallens if I remember, could be cabal, don't remember 100%. Mainly you just want to take down the barrier champion. And there's only one barrier champion for this entire room. And then once you take him down, you just go to the tank room. That's about it. There's really no point of staying here too long. Mainly, you just want to take down the barrier champion and then that's it. That's it. Nothing else. Always tell your fire team there's only one barrier champion to get platinum. And then they could skip everything. You don't have to waste ammo. And then just take him down. Now be aware there is a sniper from the other side, but I didn't see him, so I decided to push, take him down, and then get the hell out of here. I did move from the right side over here. You can also move from the left. Once I do, I use my sparrow, and then just proceed to the tank room. Tank room is going to be a little different for me. I do advise for a fire team to just stand where I am right now. Over there, back way, and then take down the tank and then a couple adds. Since we were on master, I decided to just mess around, throw a nade, take down all these cabals from the top platform, and then use my super. I decided to use my super over here. At the same time, I was watching the tank because he almost shot me when I was using my super, so I have to be very, very careful with him, with the tank. I was just using the stasis bubble, the stasis grenade, and of course I used my super as well. I wanted to take down all these cabals because they were in the way. And then later on they will pull back, including the unstoppable champion. I decided to throw my nade and then just use the sniper. I was trying to use as much sniper as I can. Later on I ran out of sniper. So sooner or later I decided to use Lament and just take him down with the Lament. Now I do advise to be very cautious, especially in a GM. GM, it will one-shot you when a tank moves. So it's not really the safest to use a bubble, well, to use a Lament to take down the tank. It's very dangerous, unless you're on Titan, but that's a different story, right? But just be very cautious dealing with a tank, which is why I recommend to have sniper, so you could just snipe them away or use your super, etc, etc. And then you can also use your nade as well, just to freeze the tank. I decided to throw my nade and then just take down all these ads that I always stand in that Pacific platform all the time. Every time I play the GM or Master, they always stand in that Pacific spot. All the time. Now I am spamming my nades as much as I can so I could take down all these cabals because they were all grouped up, which is good. I mean, if I was using Gallahorn, then I would just spam Gallahorn right now, but I'm not. I'm using Lament. I wanted to make sure all these ads are taken down. Then I'll deal with this champion and then deal with the two barrier champions. They both shoot arc. And they seem to teleport. I wasn't paying attention, but they weren't there and then all of a sudden they're there. I could be wrong. I decided to pick up more ammo for the sniper, for the Thoughtless. Stagger the champion and then just use sniper, and yes, I got almost suppressed. I almost got suppressed, but I didn't. I saw more of these cabals floating in the air, so I want to take them down before dealing with the champions. Mainly you want to clear all of them down, especially on a GM. Then you could do a cool trick, which I found out, especially for a GM would be really cool, where you can bait the barrier champions, and then you can throw a nade under of the platform of these barriers. Mainly where they're standing, you can throw a nade, and then you can just push with your fire team and take them down. So that's basically what I did throughout this entire part, where I took down these barrier champions. I had my nade, and yes, they do stomp. That would have been a one shot, by the way, on a GM, so be very careful dealing with it with a fire team. Now I'm going to be doing a different method. Since we are on Master, I just want to mess around with the Lament. Now be very cautious with a fire team. I do recommend to pull back and then just do DPS from fire distance, especially dealing with a tank on a GM and 3 unstoppable champions. Now for the Master version, I decided to just use Lament and take down the tank as much as I can, quickly as possible. Of course, doing this method would be very dangerous on a GM, yes I know, but on the Master I wanted to take advantage of the Renewal Grasp for the Hunter and take down the tank. I pulled back because I was almost on red health. Well, not almost, but I didn't want to stay there too long because there's champions, there's a lot of cabal, there's a boss there, mini boss, gold bar, and it could be trouble if I stand there too long. So there are three unstoppable champions. They love to walk around, huddle, give hugs to each other. Now I am going to take down these 3 champions, especially using the stasis nade. I wanted to throw it, right? And then make them jump down. And then freeze them at the same time, so I can deal with one champion at a time. And of course, I was being very reckless, so just be very careful, especially in GM, because they can one-shot you when they stomp you. So make sure you have your stasis bubble, and then just spam finisher over and over again. And make sure you take down the tank first, and then deal with the unstoppable champions. If not, you have to keep pulling back, and then deal with the 3 unstoppable champions, then the tank. All depends on the playstyle. And I would fully recommend 2 warlocks and a 2 warlocks and a hunter and no well. Really no point of using a well for this season. I would just use Voidwalker or Bastion Titan, especially doing the cheese spot, etc. So definitely pick subclasses that will be very strong for the boss. And I decided to throw my nade again, take down the dogs, and I got a seasonal challenge complete. I wonder how that happened. So I think I was using the hand cannon, and then I got the seasonal challenge completed even though I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, isn't that fun? You can actually get stuff done even on a solo master. I was looking for some ammo, only found special, so I pick up snipers and then went to the final boss. Well, pre-final boss. Basically the elevator room. Over here you will have to scan and then wait for the door to open. It takes, I would say, 30 seconds of your life. Time will go fast. So in this area, there's going to be 3 champions. One will be unstoppable, then there'll be 2 barrier champions, which everyone despises. But with the power of stasis, you can throw nades, freeze them, manipulate them, and have your fire team fire each of them once they're frozen. I decided to throw a nade there, and of course get my nade back. I was just looking and scouting because I saw a lot of turrets. It's around 3 of them. And the boss was shooting and wanted him to pull back. But then there is an unstoppable champion. Usually the champion will spawn from the left or go from the top right. In this footage, he decided to just stand on the top platform and then jump down. Which is normal, by the way. Very RNG where this champion likes to walk. But he's very easy to take down, and you can use your Lucian finisher to give your heavy and for your fire team. Always spam your nades when you do have it. If you have your nades, just keep throwing it at enemies over and over again. Now this area can be very tricky. I decided to pull back because all these turrets, these champions, they were shooting everywhere, and I was a bit cautious here because I heard the bear champion shooting the machine gun, right? And I thought he was shooting at me, so that's why I pulled back. It was getting a little out of hand, and I just wanted to make sure nothing bad happens. You know, sometimes you can do silly method and then you go back to orbit, basically. I was pulling back because the bear champion spotted me and was spamming arc from that distance. It was far away, but for some reason it was shooting from that specific angle. There are a lot of cabals, especially the shielded ones, which I highly recommend you take them down. They melt very bad on GM, but for some reason on a master, they were running away from me, as usual. Every time I use Lament, they always run away from me. Even champions. Now, I was just spamming my sniper because I saw a lot of cabals. And I saw that the bear champion was there. and I wanted them to huddle. Usually having them huddle is horrible, but it's actually very good, especially if you're on a stasis hunter. You can freeze them. You can also use your melee to freeze them as well. So this was probably the best time to spam my lament, take them down quickly, and I decided to pull back because the barrier, well, the shielded Cabal was shooting Solar, which does 50% damage, and I had to be very careful with him because sometimes he likes to one-shot you with his shield melee attack. It's not fun experience. It happened to me many times on GM. Even in the Master they can one-shot you, which is very odd and weird, but it happens. I'm going to be turning on the switch and throw on my nade. There will be around 5 of them, or if I lost count, I apologize. You can spawn trap them and then just shoot your hand cannon or spam sniper. I wanted to save my sniper for the boss. So everything seemed to be very good, so I decided to just go in the elevator and then just go up. There is also an elemental well. There's really no need of me picking it up, even though it would be beneficial, but I decided to just go behind the box. So this is going to be the boss fight, and I decided to do the 1 phase. And no, I'm not doing the cheese in this video. I'm going to do the 1 phase since I'm pretty sure someone's going to be like, Blitz, are you doing the cheese again? No, I'm going to 1 phase this boss. So yay for that, especially on a stasis hunter. Yes, you can do it on a stasis hunter, especially with a lament. So I decided to do some damage at the boss, probably around half health from the first bar. Once he's on half health on the first bar, right, then I'm gonna go and proceed to do the lament, use my super, throw my nade, and then just consistently doing light swings, heavy attacks when he does the solar stomp. I do advise for a fire team to just do this cheese spot, especially with 2 warlocks or 1 warlock, 1 titan, and the stasis hunter can work well, especially doing the farm method of farming exotics, weapons, etc. I was just being very cautious, and on Master, especially with double solar resistance, it can 2-shot you. I am blocking his sniper attack. I haven't tested out if you can get 2-shot with the lament on GM. I haven't tried it, so I'm not entirely sure, especially blocking it. So I decided to use my super very soon, and then throw my nade, and then just do as much DPS damage since we are using Lucent Blade. I decided to use light swings and then just try to make him not move. By the way, I'm pushing the boss character and trying to make him not move. So I was trying to do as much DPS as I can, and then I finally took him down. As you can see here, I got fed up with the Void 3.0 and wanted to do the stasis. So yeah, isn't that fun? Definitely gonna post this on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!